Hi everyone, I'm Nicola McKenzie, founder, mortgage and insurance specialist here at Dunham Mortgages. And in today's video, we'll be looking at why every parent should consider life insurance. So to find out why, stay tuned. Now, before we get into the detail of today's video, if you are thinking about giving your family financial resilience in the event that you're no longer here and considering life insurance options, then make sure that you head over to our website, dm.mortgage, where there you can book in with one of our insurance specialist team, where we provide free advice and compare options from high street to specialist insurers to make sure that your family and your loved ones are financially strong no matter what comes their way. So head over and we should be able to help you. Now, additionally, when you arrange life insurance with one of our team, we also give you access to our complimentary will writing service, and that's over at mylastwill.co.uk. And a will is incredibly important for parents as well, to make sure that your hard-earned assets are distributed according to your wishes should the worst happen, which of course is another essential step for any parent if you haven't covered it off already. Now, what we'll be discussing today is I'm firstly going to look at why life insurance is important for parents to consider. Then I'm going to look at how life insurance can provide a safety net for the family, how you can assess if you need it, and what it might cost. So let's firstly start by focusing on why life insurance is even important for a parent to consider. Now, most parents, let's be honest guys, their dedication to safeguarding children often knows no bounds. So from their earliest days, time flies. Before you realise it, they're pursuing higher education and other expensive things, and even starting families of their own. Now, through these significant milestones, most parents often want to be there as constant support. However, life can throw curveballs at us. I'm sure we all know that, and our hopes might not always align with the reality. But nevertheless, in the event of a premature death, unforeseen circumstances, you can, as a parent, still take proactive steps to financially shield your children as best as you can. And when you're aiming to take that extra stride in making sure that your children's financial future is secure, then it is very, very important as a parent to consider life insurance. So why should you consider it? Well, like I mentioned, in the event of an unforeseen circumstance, life insurance can make sure that there's a safety net there for your financial stability of the family, which allows your family to continue with some level of normalcy, at least on a financial level, if you're not around. Now, let's look at how life insurance can provide that safety net for your family. Well, imagine having financial obligations such as a joint mortgage or a car loan, for example. If the unexpected happens, these responsibilities could fall onto your partner's shoulders, and that's where life insurance steps in. So the benefits from a life insurance policy can aid the family in keeping up with loan repayments or even covering everyday expenses. Now, I also want to touch on those that don't have a mortgage, because often protection or life insurance can be overlooked, but it shouldn't be. It's equally important, because let's imagine that your partner was to pass away and you're living in rented accommodation. Private landlords are probably going to be less forgiving than a bank would be if the rent goes unpaid. And keeping a roof over your head or your family's head is going to be necessary whether you own or rent the property. I think sometimes when people are in rented accommodation, they can forget that their obligation to pay the rent is just as much as if you have a mortgage. Ultimately, the consequence of becoming homeless is still there, whether you're in rented accommodation or whether you own your own home. Obviously, the process is different, but ultimately, a landlord isn't just going to let a tenant not pay the rent. So for that reason, this is something that's important for parents that are in rented accommodation as well. But also, what about the bills and the actual costs of raising your children? So don't fall into the trap of thinking that life insurance, like I say, is just for homeowners. This couldn't be further from the truth. Now, when you're looking at life insurance, you can either look at a lump sum payout or a regular monthly income for a set period of time. And that time usually runs until your youngest child is financially dependent or until retirement age, but there are many options. Now, it's also worth thinking about the small but vital aspects of, again, the financial obligations that come with being a parent. So Opting for a life insurance policy can help to lessen or eliminate that financial strain that would be caused by your absence, and it allows families to continue their routine financially with some stability. Because again, often even the small aspects of parenting can be overlooked in terms of the financials. So again, imagine your partner's passed away. Are you really going to want to turn to your children and say, we can't go on that holiday, we can't take you to those hobbies anymore, we're going to have to move and downgrade to a not so pleasant area in a not so pleasant neighbourhood, and make all of these adjustments when actually losing a parent is stressful enough in itself? You know, that's a lot for a child and any family to take on. So to then add financial pressures on top of that is far from ideal. And that's again where life insurance at least helps alleviate the financial stresses when a parent's not around. So now let's look at, do you need it? Because this is often a question parents or generally people ask themselves. So I want you to reflect on this scenario. If you were to pass away suddenly, could your family manage without your income? Even if you're, say, a stay-at-home parent, could your partner still work the job they do uninterrupted if you're not around? Or would they need money to either cut back on their work hours or hire some childcare or help? So a life insurance policy can make sure that any outstanding debts are manageable, that you can keep a roof over your family's head, that you can get financial help with childcare costs. It can alleviate the stress of an already challenging period, and it can make sure that your family can sustain their current lifestyle financially. And another point I'm going to touch on here, guys, is that because sometimes people can sometimes think, well, maybe if you're a young parent, I'm not going to die. Now, you probably don't need me to tell you that no one is bulletproof, right? But the reality is anyone at any age can pass away. It's not just elderly people that pass away. And again, I think we all know that. You don't need me to tell you that. But sometimes I think that we can almost make excuses for the fact that we'd rather just kind of try and forget about the possibilities and the risks that come throughout our lifetime. Now, of course, the risk of passing away increases as we get older, but ultimately anyone of any age can be in a car accident. Anyone of any age can be diagnosed with cancer. There's many different things that can lead to somebody passing away outside of just being elderly. So the reality is, even if you think that there is a limited chance of you passing away, the reality is if you wait to take out life insurance until you do think you're getting to an age where you're likely to pass away, chances are you're going to be paying an absolute fortune for it. So it's worth you taking it out when you are as young and as healthy as possible, because there's still a chance you might pass away, and it means that you are getting the cover much more competitively. So on the subject of cost, how much does life insurance typically cost? Well, I can't give you a cost in this video, guys, because it can vary depending on many different factors, such as your age, your health, how much cover you take out, the type of policy you choose, the job that you do. There's so many different factors that go into the pricing of life insurance, but the good news is that it's surprisingly accessible, and options can start from as little as £5 a month with some insurers. Now, it is worth me mentioning with that point that it's really important that you do book in for a bespoke individual one-on-one assessment with our team, because what we can do is best plan a policy that suits your needs and budget, because even though options can start from as little as £5 a month, cheapest often isn't always best, and obviously the less you pay for cover, the less that's covered. So it's really important that you look at a tailored recommendation and a tailored solution to suit your circumstances, and that's where us as the experts can help you. So in conclusion, life insurance is a crucial shield for safeguarding your children and or your partner in the event that you're sadly no longer around. It can make sure that you are covered against unexpected setbacks and make sure that the family or your family are financially stable no matter what happens to you, because it's really important that you don't leave your family and your children financially exposed. So head over to our website, which is dm.mortgage, and there you can book in for a free appointment with our specialist team, and there we will compare high street options from lots of high street insurers and specialist insurance companies to find what works best for you and your family. And if we do arrange cover for you, we also include a complimentary will writing service as well. Now, if that video has been useful, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future video uploads. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.